remember my brother, I was living with my brother in the US. And I remember that when we had the first child, my mother's first grandchild was coming. And I know we come from a Muslim family. So there's a man, Pa Thompson. Okay. Pa Thompson, there was almost 100. He named all my brothers. Oh. He named me. He named all of us. So there was this sentiment of, he named all of us. So since he's still alive,
let him name so.
This is my brother's first child. You know, and so we're all waiting for him to come Pa Thompson now. Because we're from a Muslim family. So my brother's wife, now she was raised in Italy, so she's a Nigerian, but she's very Uniboish. So she was hoping for like a Khadija, Fatima, you know, those nice Halima, nice.
What name did they give?
I will not mention international name.
But it's a local name, right?
I said a Muslim name. When she's just like, what is this? I'm like,
she can't even pronounce the name.
Like, no, you're not naming my child. My brother like, eh? Papa, don't say you are going to name. No, you're not giving my child that name. There was a fight in the house.
There will be.
Eventually, she had no choice. My brother had his way. But that name, because Papa Thompson sent it, she had to put that name in the birth certificate. Wow. So tomorrow, I don't think that child never used that name
before. She will call the child something else.
There's Khadija now, there's the other. This one, is it the Quran?
Yeah.
You have to look for it. You have to defend that is in the Quran. But I understand that issue of culture where people have that sentiment to certain things because of this, how we've been doing it. But hey, as you said, culture is evolving. We must always do it to fit. There's something you're going to say before we went on the break, or?
Yes, I wanted to we don't have English names. I don't have an English name, right? And then my siblings now are giving their kids English names, and the first name is always my brother and the wife that have a say. Then the middle name, my parents or their spouses or the in-laws, they give the name, so they decide which one goes. So I think it's okay if the parents and grandparents have a say. That's a nuclear family, but when you start getting to extended family and everyone,
they're not the one calling the shots.
Not the Papa Thompson.
Yeah. So let me also add something to what Amaka said. So I believe that a child, when you get pregnant and a child is given to you, by the Almighty, the child is given to you because you are there as the guide, the nurturer. It's not your child, basically. You are just there to usher in another soul and nurture them to the best of your ability. And sometimes when God wants to speak concerning the child's life, they don't speak to grandma, grandpa, uncle, auntie. They speak to the immediate family. That's either the mother that's betting the child.
Now we know that too.
No, we didn't know. And you know, culture is evolving now. So that's why I'm saying that you must own the process for your children. And a man must be able to insist to say, Mommy, Daddy, I know you people have names, so give me, it will be among the second, third, fourth, fifth names. But you see, this first name is something I should agree with my wife, not your mother, not your father, because you want to be a good child and please them. And then insist. So you must take up, it's my home now. I'm the patriarch of this home. You are the patriarch of our own extended family. That's the grandfather and our father-in-law and all of that. But when it comes to my home, I'm in charge here. Exactly. Take your space.
In fairness, in that my brother's story, he himself did not fancy that name because he resisted.
Yeah, he was skeptical.
He was just, it's a sentiment.
Yeah.
So sometimes we must encourage our men to just take charge. Even go with.
There's a way you do it politely. So let me add something small. So my husband is very close to his parents. He's not one to tell them no. He doesn't tell them no, right? But he can tell them okay, then he will still do what we have agreed. So he found a way to balance it. So he manages their emotions, but he will still do what we have agreed because he understands and apologize later. So you can, if you're not that kind of man that will say outright no, like me, once my mother or my father, they are bringing something I don't like, you are hearing no before you finish the sentence. So they know me. But that's not how my husband operates. But we found the fine line of working with them. So we manage their emotions and then make them understand that this is my home decision at the end of the day.
Culturally, we're brought up to have fear for the system, and we don't question people that are older than us. So it's a tough call. Back to the story of those are our three witches. It also might be part of the reasons why this thing had prolonged for that long, because you would look at it that how would I approach it? They are older. Maybe they are older. Maybe they are in a place of authority because they have like a prayer ministry. So there's a spiritual side and then there's a cultural side. And we need to find a way to be able to express ourselves in a way that I don't have to agree with you, but I would let you know that I'm not going to do what you said, or I really will not. I have someone that is still single till she's single. She had a serious relationship, like very serious relationship with someone that was from a different region. And her parents insisted, no, she will not marry. And me, we're in the same boat around the same time. I was also facing parents who were saying no. I told her, you tell them that you are going to marry this person. You will tell them. You will pray, you will do, but you will tell them. She couldn't.
Oh,
she
wow.
broke up the relationship. When me, I was like, mommy.
We die here.
This thing.
Probably regretting.
But we had the conversation, actually.
Oh.
We did have a conversation about 5 years ago. And she was like...
But she married somebody else?
No, she didn't.
She's still not married?
Yes. But the person was a good relationship.
Jesus
But
Christ.
it was just... And we were neighbors. We grew up in Mount together. So I knew the parents. I was like, this parents, the parents don't carry fire on their head now. You can approach them and you even have option. You have a sibling. I didn't even have any sibling. That was the only way they could get, they could do this. So
wow.
I remember we had a story that the lady who was over 50 sent
yes, yes.
Something happened to her that I think hers was religion. She was a Christian, and the love of her life was a Muslim, and he really, really loved her, and they loved each other. And her parents insisted that this marriage cannot be unequally yoked.
Wow.
And since that time, she never, and right now she regrets because she has buried her parents, but she's filled with resentment.
Yes,
she never
before
listened to them. So I guess we also have to find a middle ground because they also tell you that what your mother can see sitting down, you cannot see standing up. So it's the same thing. So how do we
relate it?
How do we?
Can we? Okay,
but I want to say something, as in, because I want to go back to the woman and the corpses, because you know where they said that the three witches took the corpses of the lady.
3 sisters.
Three sisters.
And witches. They are witches.
Yeah, 3 sisters. Well, you know how, like, when they say the person that is in charge of the corpse is in charge of every other thing, because for you to have kept a corpse in the mortuary in these hard times, you're paying weekly, or is it daily or monthly for
Let them pay.
That means there's money. We need to take that into consideration, right? And then are the sisters taking the money from the woman? Is that what is giving them control over the property? Because they need to keep
and
paying.
Are they using that death certificates?
Yes, because are they using that as a way of, siphoning money from this woman that they are paying? They need money for the mortuary. They need money for. Do you understand?
So
there are different angles to the story.
Yeah,
exactly.
I wanted to correct. Put that's another angle we look at it.
Yeah.
Because those women, obviously, there's something they are benefiting from retaining and withholding that family. I never just know.
Yeah, to add a little to the other one where, you just gave an example of a woman who wasn't able to marry the person she wanted, and then after parents are dead, she still feels pain and resentment.
You're supposed to know better.
Yeah, they are supposed, I like that word. You just helped me. Supposed to know better. Not all of them know better. And that's why, as a woman who is getting ready to be married, you must hear for yourself. Nobody should hear on your behalf. Your mother cannot hear on your behalf. Your father cannot hear. You can take their counsel and listen to them, but you must have enough discerning spirit to know that this is it for me, and be okay with the consequence of they are not giving me their blessings, and I'm fine.
And if you enter and it comes out wrong, own
it.
Yeah.
I goof, yes, it's me. Own it. Because sometimes we assume that because they don't give us their blessing, that we enter and it will not be right. The ones they gave blessing, how many is right? It's not by like that. It's about knowing who you are, knowing what you want, knowing what you see. I always use myself as an example. I got stories of, he's not the one, prayers flying up and down. I say he's the one to me. Because the prayer you are praying, you are not the ones dating this guy. You are not the ones seeing that he has focus. You're not the one seeing how he respects me, even more than all of you that are giving me these prayers. You're not seeing that. So this is where I am going. And at the end of the day, they didn't have a choice. Prayer had to change. When prayer changed, prayer came back to me. I said, God is not seeing better now. Me, I've already seen before this, your God saw this one. So you must be able to own your... And even if I had entered and it was wrong, it's okay. I made the mistake. Yes. I will own it with my full chest. And it doesn't stop my life.
Yes, Amaka.
So, like, I'm from a very close-knit family, and I had similar experience, right? And you need to understand, sometimes, depending on how we're brought up, I'm a very stubborn, very stubborn person. Anybody that knows me, like said, that before they bring the matter to the table, they know. I'm that child, I'm very outspoken. But when it came to that issue of marriage, for some reason, that stubbornness
left me.
Wow. And then because for me it was important, like how can I get married without my parents being there?
Oh, wow.
Without my family being there. I've always been in that family unit. I'm from a very, very extremely
You
close.
let go of a man because
Right? No, then, like you talked about hearing. And then I now had a dream that wasn't very pleasant to me. I don't know if that dream was out of fear, because sometimes dreams can come in different ways and be triggered by different things. But I just didn't want to take that chance. And so I started questioning certain things and then questioning the fact that if this guy was so crazy about me, in fact, he should stay to the end or to choose my path. Then you not find that I start making certain excuses, and age also matters. You know, you find out that when you're more mature, you will have handled certain situations
differently
than it actually is. So yeah, so you know, people were all different and different situations you handled.
Yeah, just this is the tip of the iceberg. Don't worry, we'll enter this story. Never.
You will give us the juice, yes, around it.
We'll still juice it out, but what time has gone. We can't juice it today. We've gotten the idea now. We'll come and we'll penetrate next time. That is all we can take on today's show. Hope you learned a few things as we have. No comments. I think I have 1 minute left. No call. No social media.
Social media. So you two people yabbed me today very well. And I was not in the mood to reply. I woke up on a good side. Let me leave that. I'm not reading any of their messages
But
today.
they are telling you they love you now. I know what Morayo says. I love BC.
Okay, thank you.
Still love. So someone, Morayo says, elders that don't take good care of deceased will want to have a say during the burial.
That's another angle.
Yes, you were not present when they were alive, but you are showing up